If you're passing the end of Merley Crescent up the top end of the village, you can't really miss us. It's the Blue House with this spectacular tree in the garden. So, why don't you come on in and have a look? What we've tried to do in the garden is work on contrast and colour. And you can see it in these various shots. I'm afraid we had to resort to a few photos to help us on our way. But hopefully you can see plenty of colour, plenty of texture, plenty to take your eye and draw it up the slopes of our somewhat hilly garden. Now the place may be full of flowers, but it's a garden that also is working, and one of the things we wanted to do was plant some berries. So beneath the shade of our lovely tree we can find gooseberries, blackberries, red currants, all sorts enjoying the shade and flourishing next to Lara's house. And if you wanted, you could take tea on the lawns, have a virtual Devon cream tea with our own strawberry jam. And then, suitably refreshed, you could begin your journey up the hill, winding your way, zigging and zagging, following the path as it snakes its way up the hillside. Different textures, from hard grey rock to softer purples and greens, bright slashes of reds and yellows, all the way up to the halfway house, where you might pause for a moment and enjoy sitting out on the sun deck, looking down with this beautiful ceanothus as accompaniment to the view rolling away beneath you right down to the river. But that's enough of resting, more climbing to do, and now we work our way past the side of the house. And it doesn't take long before we meet a rather special plant for us. This was the first plant we bought when we first moved in and began thinking about the garden. Had no idea about what it would look like or whether the soil would support it, but as you can see, our bottle brush has done us rather proud. We've also tried, in this pathway, to lay a little river alongside, a rivulet rather than a full-scale river, a baby brother to the one we have down in the valley. This one's made of stones, but it's accompanied by some rather lovely textures and colours. They also serve another purpose, which is taking your mind off the unpleasant chore of doing the washing up, because this is basically the view we get from our kitchen window. And I think you'll appreciate those lovely purples and pinks and greens do tend to make even the grubbiest of plates somewhat easier to wash. And over here in this corner, another old friend. This is our Rose. Looks a bit lonely today, and he's probably past his best, but last year we managed to get no less than 17 blooms on one stem. Well, now we're into the back garden with the meadow rising up the hillside beyond us into the distance. There's a wooden bridge stretching from the house down into the garden and beyond, and underneath a little quiet fairy place where, amongst other things, we have our own wildlife, a family of geese nestling amongst the various different blooms. Working our way along, more textures, more colours, more contrast, until we reach a rather special place, particularly for Anna. This is where you'll find quite a lot of honeywood, the blue shrimp plant, Cerinthe, to give it its perhaps more proper name, but known very much and dear to her heart, to Anna, as the kiwi. Something that we bought again as a packet of seeds. Liking the picture, no idea how it would turn out. We like it, the bees love it, and as one of the websites described it, it is the gift that keeps on giving because it spreads and spreads. But we love it for the way it contributes to this wonderful texture and colour that characterises particularly the back part of our house. Well, the good news is that you've reached the top, so now you can turn, relax, and look back down the slopes towards this wonderful blue river and the green hills stretching beyond, at home in our dear Bishop Stainton.